it's LA Diecast again, and as you can see, we've got some changes to the light stand here. Finally got some branding going on, and it's a pretty easy job that we did there. What we're going to talk about today are some McDonald's cars, and I am probably like most everyone, when you get into collecting Hot Wheels, all of a sudden in these lots of cars you may get on eBay, you start seeing a lot of the same cars, and they look a little different. Sometimes they got gray bases, sometimes the wheels are a little strange on them. You just don't know what they are, and they tend to turn up quite a bit in lots. Well, chances are what you're seeing are McDonald's cars, and these are the cars that came out in the McDonald's Happy Meals. And McDonald's for a long time, and I don't quite remember when it started, but sometime in the 80s, if I remember right, they started doing a promotion, usually once a year, with Hot Wheels in the Happy Meals. And so the kids could get a Hot Wheels car with the Happy Meals. But since Hot Wheels usually cost $1, and you don't really want to add $1 of cost onto the Happy Meal, they found different ways to cut costs. So they tend to look a little different. They tend to stand out, but some of them are really rather cool cars and are made pretty well. Sometimes, some series that came out, some years that came out were really pretty good, and others were kind of eh. What you're looking at here is a good example. This is the Street Raptor. We happen to have a lot of these. They show up quite a bit. This was part of the '99 series for the Happy Meals. Focus there. And these were sold in baggies. You probably have all seen them at one time. Kind of a plastic bag with a lot of branding on it. A lot of different languages. Just to give you an example, in '99 there was 8 cars in this series. And I don't know if I have any more from that series or not, but we'll see. And I kind of have these in order here. So we'll see how this goes. Next up is these two guys. One's a TBird Stalker, this one, and the other one is the Probe Funny Car. Probably would not be called that today at McDonald's. The branding on these has gotten a little bit better. You're going to see some of these were kind of some odd choices for a fast food chain, but when we get to them, we'll talk to them. Again, these came in baggies. These are from 1993. And there were 8 in the '93 series. They don't all have the McDonald's logo on them. These two just happen to and kind of go well together. But something to look at on the Stalker. We can look at those. The wheels on this are Hot Wheels wheels. These are the Goodyear 10 spokes. Actually, those don't look like 10 spokes. Are those 10 spokes? I can't tell. And when I get out here, if my notes are wrong, I can't see. There we go. Okay. Those are 10 spokes. There you go. And, but if they had Goodyear written around the outside of them in white, they would be the regular Hot Wheels tires. Probably won't see these tires on any other Hot Wheels because I think only the Goodyears without Goodyear written on them were on Happy Meal cars. Also, a lot of times the bases tend to be plastic. The top of the cars, metal in a lot of cases, but they tend to have more plastic on them, and a lot of times you don't get the interiors. The main lines also did this, but on the Happy Meals they were looking to cut costs, obviously. And yeah, I mean, that's, you can tell they kind of look different. Look at the big tires on the back of that. They just don't quite look like the main lines, but you never know. And sometimes these do get reused in the main lines, the castings of these, where they've changed the castings over the years to match the Happy Meals, and they end up back over in the main line. So they go back and forth. This one was part of the Crackle Series. This was kind of an interesting little series. They're Hot Wheels cars. The baggie that they were in said Hot Wheels, but on the bottom, if I zoom in here, you'll see it says Hot Wheels there. There you go. It says Hot Wheels. Don't get the logo on them. 1993, 95 is when these came out. Interestingly enough, these are kind of strange looking cars. They've got like a crackle paint, which is different on every car. It's not a Tampo. It's actually a paint effect. And that same year in the main line, they came out with the Crackle Series too. So Hot Wheels was trying to see if these were popular. I don't know if they were necessarily popular or not. I think they range from kind of cool to kind of ugly. I don't know if any of them make my favorite list. But yeah, this same one came out in the main line. And this year is when McDonald's did this Crackle Series. I think they ran 2 Hot Wheels series in '95. One was called the Crackle Series, and one was called the regular series. This guy is kind of a fun one, and I didn't know until I was looking into these cars that this guy was a McDonald's car. It's really a rather strange looking one. The wheels probably should have given it away. See, those are those 10-spoke Goodyears, and without the white writing, so that usually means that they're a McDonald's Happy Meal car. But this guy, we call it the Green Alligator, but it's 57 Chevy. It was part of 2 sets. It was part of the, which one of these came first? The Totally Toy release. And interestingly enough, it was billed as 8 cars, I think, or 8-piece set. That's what it was. It was part of the 8-piece holiday Totally Toy set, I think is what it was called. A Totally Holiday 8-piece set. That's what it was called originally. And it was in 1993. But this same car was the only car that came with the 8-piece set. And so I don't know if Hot Wheels didn't get the cars to McDonald's that year, or if McDonald's didn't like the others, or what happened. I'm sure one of you knows the story, but this was the only one that you got in '93. And it certainly does not look very holiday-ish. I don't know what holiday celebrates gators, but for a holiday gift set, that is a very odd tampo, I think. Also an odd tampo for McDonald's. It just seems like it's not very holiday-ish or McDonald's-y. This same car, though, came back. And it came back 2 years later. I think it was 2 years later. It was, I'm going to say 95. I think it was 95. As part of the Totally Toy release, which was 3 different cars. There were 2 57s and another car. There was a red 57, this one, and another car. But they didn't change it. At least as far as I know, it was exactly the same car. And 2 years later. But in that series, this guy would have come with a blue ramp. The 2 57s in that group came with a little blue jump ramp. And so I don't know which one this is a part of. But I just think that one's kind of one of my favorites, simply because it doesn't look like a holiday car. So, strange little car there. Next up, we've got a 1995. We got a few 95s here. We got this one. And we had this one. And in '95, they started kind of getting a little cheaper. They kind of come and go with the quality with these. And to tell you the truth, I don't even know if all these are made by Mattel. They might be made by different factories. The blue one here is the Blue Bandit. It's in 1995, and the black and yellow one, which is my son's favorite right now, is the Shock Force. Something to look at on these. Both of these have what are called the hot hubs. And you saw these on the McDonald car quite a bit. Kind of inset. They look like the 3-spoke mainline wheels, but they're kind of inset. So those are called hot hubs. These are kind of neat. I'll show you what they do. If you push this down, the sides will, if you press them in, pop that up. And this guy does the same thing. Maybe. There you go. That's about all they do. I don't really know what that was supposed to do, if that's just some interactive thing that they did or not. But 1995. Put these with those guys. Next up, we got some of these 96s. Yeah, these are 96s. Got some 1996s. You can see they don't really carry the quality over from one year to the next. The orange Roadster here. Did I get his name? I don't think I have his name. Oh, he's the Hot Hubs Roadster. Again, Hot Hubs. There they are. You can see they look different than the others. And these guys will be coming in baggies too. We got 2 of these orange ones. Kind of neat. This one's in real good shape. This guy's ready for the junk heap. This guy, the dragster, is pretty neat. The do I have the name for this? This is McDonald's dragster. Oh, I know what this one was. This one is not a McDonald's car. I threw it in here because, well, it said McDonald's, and they did have some dragsters. I was positive this was a McDonald's car. It's not. That's why I named the video McDonald's Cars and some that I thought were McDonald's cars. So this one was a Kellogg's promo. Wasn't even from McDonald's. And I have no idea how Kellogg's got involved in that promo, but it's from a 1996 Kellogg's promo. And yeah, it's not a McDonald's car. Although they did have some of these dragsters. I think there were 2 or 3 of them over the years in the McDonald's series. That came out in 96 too. So next up, we've kind of got a group of these guys. We've got 2 little tow trucks, a taxi, and a police car. The tow truck, it's got the hot hubs again. By the way, I don't think the Roadsters were hot hubs. They weren't sunk down in like these are. Get a better shot. But see how those are sunk down in? Those are the true hot hubs. This guy came out in 97. All these came out in 97. None of the series in 97 had interiors. This guy has see-through windows. It's hard to tell. But he doesn't have an interior. And the police car, see, he's got a solid interior. There's nothing in there. Same with the taxi. So it's kind of interesting, the police car. I'm not sure they would probably include a police car these days. But one of these is, yeah, this one has the 5-spoke wheels on it for that year. Kind of cool. I like the tow truck in that series. You can tell the kind of the styling varies from year to year, like they're made from different companies or something. These 2 guys come from 1994. I guess I'm skipping around the years a little bit here. The oh, and we do have, wait, maybe I do. If I have it, I thought I had a Bold Eagle laying around here. You may have to make the next video. There's one in this series called the Bold Eagle that's a really strange looking car. I swear I had one sitting out here. I left a note for myself, but I don't see it. Oh, the interesting thing about this was this particular guy. This is called the Gas Hog Cadillac Convertible, which, by the way, probably not politically correct anymore to be calling something the Gas Hog Convertible sold through McDonald's. I think that probably put McDonald's in a bad light along with Cadillac. But from 94, this one's kind of interesting because as far as I know, this one was recalled. And it's a little rarer than the others. And I think it was this little piece right here on the front would come off. Or they were afraid it would come off or something like it. Also the only one with these white wheels. It's got some really cool wheels. So when you're doing customs, the wheels are really neat, but only the front ones are painted. So the back ones aren't painted. This guy here is the Flame Rider Roadster, also known as the Street Rodder. And he's got those, you know, those wheels we've come to know for these guys with the McDonald's logo on it. All right. Next up, 1997, we got an ambulance. This is another one you probably would not see today. McDonald's and ambulances is probably not what would make it through a branding meeting, I'm guessing. So you're probably not going to see any more ambulances from Happy Meals. But, yeah, this was called the McDonald's ambulance. And I doubt very much that McDonald's today, with the kind of environment we're in with branding and marketing and social media, would really be too happy about having their own ambulance. Maybe a Save the Rainforest van or something like that, but you're probably not going to see an ambulance. This one's got an interesting name because I don't think this name fits it at all. This is the Hot Wheels NASCAR Current, and current as in currently the NASCAR car. I don't know if this was supposed to be a Prius or what, but that does not look like any NASCAR I've ever seen. I don't know if that's a pace car or what, and I don't think it was ever current that we saw these racing around a NASCAR track. This one does show the stickers. A lot of times these would come with stickers in the pack, and then you put the stickers on. And so some of these, like this one, are kind of hard to find in good shape. You practically have to get them new to find them in good shape. He still rolls well. It's just his stickers are messed up. He's from 2000, and in 2000 they had 2 series, and that's one of them. The next one, here we go. Last group, I think. This was one of my favorite series. My favorite series, I didn't mention it, of the McDonald's cars, and I have some of those for another video, was 2002. And that was when they had the Accelerator Series, and they had some really cool cars that were just as good as the ones that were in the main line. Out. Here, let's switch these two guys. Which one's in better shape? This guy. There we go. So, these guys, which one's which? Ronald NASCAR. Which one's Ronald's? Ronald's, I think, is the red one. We've got the Hot Wheels Racer, which I believe is the blue one. And then we've got the gold 50th anniversary car, which is the gold one. And even though he sounds very important, not so much. He just has 50th anniversary written there for NASCAR. And they're all from 1998. I think there was 8 cars in this series, and these are the only ones I have. So I'm going to do another video because there were so many of these. What we tend to do is when we get in the cars, they tend to come in boxes and bags and everything you can imagine. We kind of split them off real quick, and so we put cars we think are McDonald's cars or promotional cars over in one box, and then everything else goes in another box. It always turns out that a lot of these McDonald's cars make it into what I thought are mainline cars. So we have a bunch mixed into the mainline boxes right now. And as I go through those, I'll put them in another box and we'll do another video. So thanks for watching for our little tour through the world of McDonald's promotional cars.